everybody. I hope everyone's doing well. It's Good Friday here in the U.S. Wherever you're in the world today, I hope that you have a good day. So Good Friday. But it's kind of giving a little update. I hope all goes well. I did not pay attention to the news. I know in the U.S. there's been some stuff going on, but got to take small portions of that with everything, a whole bunch of awful. It's like you can only take little doses at a time and pull out little things. So I'm kind of excited. Easter, spending time with my loved ones. Decided this year, I've always had plastic eggs. We make the boiled eggs and decorate them, but in Texas, the nasty weather, you don't want to have the real boiled eggs and put them out in the sun to wait for children to pick and then end up in baskets. And, always good to avoid food poisoning. So I also decided, since we're living in COVID land and small kids, some areas are more open. You can go to the park. You still have to wear your mask everywhere. It's just not large groups and those sort of things. So, with stress, stress eat. People, that kids, aren't running and playing and as much as they did, with it in different groups, monkey bars, that kind of thing. I mean, parks were locked for so long. They've just been unlocked here. So I was like, well, we can do some of the chocolates and the candies and the eggs, but let's do slime in the other eggs. Let's do confetti eggs, the slat bracelets. I'm going to try to see if I can figure out how to get those inside plastic eggs. If not, I'll put a little paper, come choose a bracelet. All that fun. It's been quite a week. As a nurse, I always notice that Holy Week for Christians, seem to have a lot of, there's a lot more, car accidents, and it was a good time to be a donor or a donor recipient. But this, just a lot of stress. So I'm very thankful that I have been on this path of meditation and in teacher training for meditation, an online ashram. So absolutely loving it. But it's really interesting. I've been able to, once I got over here's the symptoms. You have ALS, making it so I'm back to, hi, I'm Kate. Yes, I have ALS, but that's not me. And going from there, it's like, I really like that fact. So, I have a close family friend that's, dealing with early onset, or early stages, I should say, not early onset, but of dementia. And that kind of brings me up to what I want to mention to everybody. Whether you are somebody that's a PALS or has MND, whether it's sporadic or genetic, or you have another disease, or you have anxiety, or you are totally perfectly healthy and you just happen to click on this video, having advanced directives, that's what we call them here in the States. There may be other names around the world, but it's kind of like something known as a living will, a medical power of attorney, durable power of attorney for financial means. You can have this done, and a will. I mean, life is not, if anything, COVID has showed us that, boom, you could be here, you could be gone. And having this paperwork will definitely help you and your family members when you go through this. So I've been helping them walk through getting the diagnosis and now the diagnosis, and it's very difficult. Every dementia patient wants to go home. And all the things are going on, but just, that's seeing people get around that. And it's similar to when you get diagnosed with ALS or MND, this big diagnosis. And that can be very overwhelming for you and your family members. The best thing, if you can, because it's hard, everyone gets stressed, is just, pray, meditate. Just give yourself the kindness and realize, everything will shake out. Facts over feelings, or facts over fuckery. You have to kind of separate out what are facts and what are your feelings. And don't create cycles and cycles and cycles more of turmoil for yourself. It's a walk, it's a journey. Some days you skip, some days you stumble, some days are just more difficult. But by having the advanced directives, it really helps. You can download them online for your state or your region. I'm not sure how that works in Europe or in Australia or wherever you are. But you can talk to your doctor. You can, if you have access to an ALS clinic, the social worker is probably going to bring this up and help you with it. You can contact your attorney or an attorney, and they can prepare the paperwork and walk you through it as well. It's just a good idea, no matter what. Okay, it's my PSA for that again. But going through, and I am scheduled to go to the Houston ALS clinic. Yay! Doing all that, finally got the medical records all over, I swear. You get ALS, you get through, you just that, then the pandemic hits, So I wasn't able to go to Europe last year or go on to a Mediterranean cruise. In retrospect, isn't that horrifying? Ugh, COVID. So they were asking me in the pre-things, a resident asked me if I had any falls, and I do fall. I mean, maybe like once every 2 weeks. This week I was doing tie-dye for my grandbaby. No, I am not a hippie. It's just, I like little kids in bright colors. So I was doing that, and you get it wet and then you wring it out. And I guess I made a little puddle I hadn't noticed, and I slid. So instead of falling, for some reason I slid into warrior pose, and I was like, ha ha, no fall. No. So I didn't know I could still do that. Hey, if you have an ALS and MND, if they recommend the physiotherapy or PT, OT, keep doing it, because it does keep some flexibility, and that's really important. But I had mentioned the roller skate incident, and now I'm scheduled for neuropsychological testing. Oh, maybe I shouldn't be so honest. I don't know. I mean, when you have ALS and MND, you are, it's a terminal disease. You're dying. Every day since you were born, the next day you're closer to death. But this whole thing in between is called life. And, if you look at that big scary thing, in the future, you don't know the future. Nobody does. Yes, Miss Cleo may call you and tell you that, she can tell you your future, but that's not true. I mean, there's some people that have gifts, but yeah, the point is not that. The past, we can ruminate or think about the past or be fearful of things happen again that happened in the past. You can't do that. Things like prayer, cognitive therapy, spending time with your friends, meditation can help you get back into the present, because, this moment right now is what matters. Everything is changing continuously. It's a good thing. But anyways, my reaction to not being able to go anywhere, I have a thing for adventures. I used to love going to concerts. I love music. I love it when it hits you right here. I like punk music. I like ska music. I like reggae. I like a lot of different music. And that's always been something that soothes my soul. So watch the TV, a little streaming. That's lovely. And it keeps you living. It's just still not the physical. Not being able to go out and meet with friends, go sit down and have a dinner in a restaurant. Go do those things and have, mass society. The pandemic has affected it. So, doing the roller skates was more of a test for myself. Yes, I have ALS. I'm going to face my fears. I rode roller coasters at Disney right before the shutdown last year to face the fear of it, what I'm going to go through. And yes, I survived the roller coasters. The Mount St. Everest one, almost gave me I tested my phobia and it's still there. But I was just, it was just one of those things. I mean, a bright little thing. It's like, oh, it's a thing. Let me just see if I can still do it. Move. That's a little bit of danger. It's a little adventure. Yeah, well, I fell like a stunt man. But I just banged my ankle a little bit. But they're like, oh, the doctor will not like to hear that. Look at my schedule. Yes, you're signed up for neuropsychological testing. So I think the first day I'm getting another EMG, which I'm not afraid of. I mean, being stuck with a little needle in here is not fun, but the places that are damaged don't hurt. And it's just a needle. I mean, it's not that bad. I tend to use like meditation or self-hypnosis to get very relaxed before it happens, and that helps me. What else? I have a pulmonary function test on Monday, which I just had one a couple months ago, but I guess, they need their baseline for this ALS clinic. So let's see if the pranayamas I've been doing really make a difference. Little exercises for my diaphragm. It's one thing that, anytime you start anything like, breathing exercises or exercise or anything like that, you should check with your medical doctor to make sure that you're at the point where you can do this and make a healthy journey for yourself. But a lot of us, especially with ALS, our breathing will be affected because our diaphragm is right under the lungs. And if that doesn't work as well, it makes it harder to breathe. And with the stressful world that we're in, we do a lot of chest breathing. Think about when you're scared or something's happening, really stressed, you're breathing right here. What is really good and what has helped me is trying different breaths, but also just the belly breathing, deep breathing. So when you're breathing deep, your diaphragm is stretched further out. So your belly pokes out a little bit and breathe. It helps oxygenate. If you have the ability to, and those of us that are in more advanced ALS and MND may have a harder time with this, may need assistance for it or not be comfortable with it. If you are at the point where you have non-invasive or invasive breathing assistance. So, but before then, when in COVID, where they had people prone, on their bellies, if you're on your belly, arms up, you can put your hands on your face, breathe deep, let go. You automatically kind of train your body to breathe belly breathing or diaphragmic breathing. It's like it also expands the back of your lungs. When we had in ICU, we'd have people that were very had advanced respiratory illness, cardiopulmonary illness, getting people up and placing them with positions, had a little rose pillows under to have them nice and opened up will help lung perfusion. And it makes people sometimes have a little less shortness of breath. But anyway, so pulmonary function tests, meeting with a doctor. I think there's going to be a social work thing, and the neuropsychological testing. They told me, don't look it up. Some people try to remember it. It's like, why? So just get the picture of where I'm at now. Yes, I did do roller skates, and it doesn't make a lot of sense for someone with upper neuron ALS to do it, but just gotta check my boundaries. It's like, how like 2-year-olds and children will keep going choo choo choo, to learn where they can go. I guess I'm still doing that, late in my 40s. I gotta laugh at life. So I'm excited about that. My little grandbaby caught something, so I'm not going to see them for Easter. So went and grabbed some chocolate, little bag, did all little hair things and all the little tie-dye I've been doing for her. And apparently now with UPS or US Post Office, 2-day shipping is now 4-day shipping because of COVID. It's like, no difference in the price. The world we live in now. I'm just really thankful and feel very blessed to still be here, to still be walking short distances, and to have started all these different things. I mean, I'm going to be entering tomorrow. My course opens up for the 200-hour meditation teaching or teacher course. So that'll be really interesting. You know, it's like, I'm really enjoying this. You know, I guess you find a sense of purpose in any way that is good for you. You know, so once I think you get around the diagnosis and get inside and get okay with the diagnosis, but not identify as the disease. I mean, so many of us, oh my Lord, look at Twitter, look at TikTok, look at Instagram. I mean, everyone's loving labels right now. I don't know, I'm Gen X, no labels. But you can't identify as this one thing. Yes, it's a part of you, but it's not who you are as a person. It's not that. So, you know, no matter what, this disease will eventually, if you have it, if your family member has it, you know, we know what the end result is of this disease. But you can't, right now, I'm alive. And if you're watching this, you must be alive. You know, don't just sit. You know, if you're going to sit, try sitting meditation. But, you know, get out there, and whether it is in any way you can, do something that you really enjoy. Find a sense of purpose. Even despite, you can still do things. You're not trapped. You know, I mean, if you are in advanced disease, you know, you still have the ability to meditate. You still have the ability to dream. You know, you can make a purpose for that. You know, life is still there. So I hope you guys have a wonderful Easter. You know, I know that it can be very busy with families and church services, and that it's, you know, it can be very difficult if you're alone. But just know, you know, there is a lot of basic goodness in the world, and you are basically good. You know, there's always hope. Never lose the hope. All right. Well, happy Easter, and I hope you get some chocolate. If you're not a believer, just, Monday there should be chocolate on sale. Or I don't know, is it, with the time change with Europe, it may be on sale what we would call Sunday. All right, you guys have a good one, and I will catch up with you guys later. All right, take care. And remember to find something beautiful every day. It's there even if you're not feeling good. And give yourself a hug. Give someone you know care about a hug. Or, you know, pet your animal. You are loved. All right? Well, take care. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you guys soon. Bye.